Good to see you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? Are you in Italy?
I am
Oh,
for this
lucky
week.
you. Oh, how
Next week
lovely.
I'm in Ireland, so just
Uh-huh.
it's all work, but it's good. Can't complain.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting to be back in Dublin again.
Uh-huh. I love Dublin. Yeah, it's lovely.
Yes, it is. All right, so I sent you the information so you know that don't cuss. If you do, we'll edit it out. It happens. Um, just be comfortable, share your story. I know you can do it. I've heard you do it before. And just be yourself and don't talk about other charities because it's a telethon for us and, drama. Um, and I think that's it. When we're finished, I'll say thank you so much and end it, but you stay on the camera just so you and I can talk for a few more minutes before I hang up.
Okay.
And we have about 15, 20 minutes because I have another interview coming on at uh, I guess 6:05 your time.
Okay.
Um, but I mean, I don't want to rush you either. So if we're a little late, it's okay. It's okay. Um, okay.
And I just warn you, at about 6 o'clock, my husband will come in and the dog will go crazy. So I'm not sure if you're going to hear him. So
Okay.
hopefully, so I'm
Okay.
sorry, but he'll try and
It,
quieten him as soon as he can.
that's okay. We've got 15 minutes, so
Okay.
that's a pretty good time, long time to tell our story. So,
Okay.
all right, you ready?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. We are with Jacqui. She is from the UK, and we're excited to have her here because she's been a longtime member, and she was in our Dublin conference. So it's really great to see her again. It's been a long time since Dublin,
Yeah.
so it's really good to see you. Um, so tell everyone your story, Jacqui.
Yeah, sure. I was born with undiagnosed CDH. My mum took me home from hospital, didn't know anything was wrong until I stopped breathing. I was rushed in and had an emergency operation. And then after that, I was in an incubator for a while. I was quite seriously ill, obviously, but I was fine until I was I don't know, about 13, and I had some kind of problems then just breathing, but I was generally fit and I ran cross country, had a very normal upbringing. And then, as I say, I had quite a lot of pain, but the doctor couldn't really diagnose anything, and I was never taken to hospital, and nothing really happened. And then I kind of got to about 25, and I had my son with no complications. And then I fell pregnant with twin daughters, and that's when things really started to go a little bit wrong because unfortunately, it kind of ruined my kind of scar. I think my scar tissue just broke away. And so then my diaphragm opened up again. So the doctors had to go in and do lots of operations. So I was kind of pretty seriously ill, but the twins were fine. They were born by cesarean section, a little bit early, but yeah, everything kind of was quite difficult. And I had a patch put in, a synthetic patch, which didn't really last, unfortunately. So I had kind of quite a lot of infection. So eventually the doctor took the patch out. And since then, I've been pretty healthy. I don't have any patch. I have no repair except scar tissue, which is thankfully holding me together. So, and I've been very well since. I do have kind of minor breathing difficulties and have asthma, and I suffer from coughs and things like that. But generally, yeah, I'm pretty healthy, and thankful really for all the support I've had and the great doctors.
That's wonderful. Now, how old are the twins now? How long has it been?
Yeah, they're 20. They're 21 this year, actually. So it's 20 years ago. And, I've been written, I first of all, for the first kind of, I think, probably about 10 years, I was going for yearly x-rays. But my diaphragm, the hemidiaphragm, it stayed at the same levels. So nothing became worse. Nothing obviously became much better, but it didn't get worse. So they just decided that an operation would probably be a little bit too risky when I had no problems, no underlying problems. So I think it must be about 10 years ago, I stopped attending the clinic. And as I said, I've been fine. I do have like breathlessness, but I do kind of get around that with using an inhaler sometimes and just having menthol vapors and things like that.
Okay. Did you have any um, feeding problems or any type of complications at all when you were little?
None at all. I was very, very thin, and my mum did take me to the doctor once, and they said I had a very high metabolism rate, but I ate really well, had no feeding issues whatsoever. So I never had any stomach problems. I have had some stomach issues since, because when I had the problem with the twins, it can obviously affected my bowels, and I had bowel obstruction, and I've had some scarring, you know, and a couple of bowel obstructions since. But yeah, but no, my eating and my feeding has been fine, always was fine, thankfully.
Oh, can I ask what year you were born in, or would that be really rude?
In the 1960s.
Okay, good enough, good enough. Okay, were you just happened to be born in a large hospital who knew what CDH was?
I think I was very lucky because I was actually born in like a nursing home, so they would it was a natural place where they wouldn't have had any technology. But then when I was taken home by my mother, then I had my you know, I stopped breathing. I went blue. They took me to a hospital in West Sussex, and the surgeon then must have had some, you know, experience, because he did operate on another child very recently, and unfortunately she passed away. And my mum was told at that stage that the survival rate was about 1 in 2, which unfortunately it's still about that, I think, isn't it, with the operations? So things, even though they've improved in many, many ways, I think the survival rates haven't. But obviously in the 60s, there wasn't so much fantastic technology as there is now. But I recovered, I think, relatively, you know, in a couple of weeks, and was sent home, as I say, and had no issues at all, which I was very thankful for.
Yeah, you're absolutely not the norm.
No, I understand.
Not at all. Your case is so extraordinarily amazing compared to most of the children born in the 60s,
Yeah.
and most children having complications. And it's so wonderful to see older survivors, because there have not been that many up until the 80s. You know, we
Yep.
had children survive. So most of our older survivors, I say older, they're maybe 30. So, you know,
Yep.
they're still young. They're younger than me. They're still young. And so it's good to have survivors who are older than that, who can kind of give us some idea, even though everyone is different, of what may happen. And that's why it's so super important to get all of you to fill out that long-term care document the university wants us to fill out. It takes 10 minutes, and so that we have information to see if maybe there's a correlation that no one ever thought was CDH related, because they're going to have a control group of healthy people compared to our adult survivors. So you never know, but
Yeah, I
it's
think
just
it's
amazing.
I think children now are very lucky, and the parents and families are very lucky with the support from CDH, because when I was growing up, as I say, it was just unheard of. Nobody I knew or my parents knew, and there wasn't, you know, the internet then, so we couldn't even search. You know, it wasn't even like I could find any idea. We really did know nothing about it, and it was really only when I was I think about 25, that I did actually look into it and found that there was a support group. But I didn't actually join then. That was before I had any kind of issues. So I think I didn't join until after I'd had the twins. But and since then, I'm part of a group of adult survivors. And it's been great to make contact with, there's a lovely lady in the Netherlands, and she's a very, very similar age to me. I think she's exactly the same age as me.
Yeah.
And so we've been in contact on Facebook, and I've heard lots of stories of people being undiagnosed, and they've been 70 and 80. But yeah, some of them haven't had operations. They've just kind of lived with it, and they've just found out later on in life through medical, other medical problems they've had a CDH. So I am very thankful.
Wow. Yeah, there are quite a few of you now,
Yeah.
older ones, which is, it's just great that everyone has someone to talk to.
Yeah.
You know, my son was born in 93 and I didn't have anyone. I can't imagine how your mother must have felt. That's, wow.
I think it's nice to know as well. It's a shame I kind of focused on some of the negative things about the problems that occurred when my twins were born, because when my son was born, I had no issues whatsoever. So it doesn't mean that anyone who has CDH will necessarily have any problems with their their diaphragm. But I think I am quite small, and my twins, having twins it just put too much pressure, perhaps, on my system. So I think I was just very, very unfortunate. But I know there are lots of people who've got CDH and they've gone on to have very healthy pregnancies with no issues whatsoever. So I hope I haven't put anyone off
No,
falling pregnant.
no. Yeah, everyone's different, and definitely twins are an entirely different story also. But wow. Thank you, Jacqui, so much.
Okay,
It was great
thank
to
you.
see you again.
Great to see you as
And
well.
I hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye.
Bye bye.